Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Lenten series on species at risk. The last species, which we are going to be looking at today, is the peregrine falcon. And hopefully you guys will see why I chose the peregrine falcon to be last. So about the peregrine falcon, it can be found in almost any open habitat, and their name actually means pilgrim or wanderer. So it's a pretty fitting name considering how diverse of landscape you can find them in. You can find them near cliffs, near skyscrapers, in the desert. They are not very picky, but they do like to nest at high elevations. So at least elevations of 25 feet or higher, usually up to about 13,000 feet tall. And they eat other smaller birds. And what they'll do is while they're flying, they'll reach incredible speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour. Although usually they don't end up going that fast. But what they'll do is they'll use their big feet to stun the smaller birds like blue jays, and then they'll eat them. So it's a pretty cool fact about them. So peregrine falcons are pretty much the largest falcon you'll come across, and they're pretty incredible. They're a blue-gray on the back, and people like to joke that they have a bit of a mustache or sideburns along the edge of their face. Obviously, this is for the adult peregrine falcons. They also have the yellow outer eye, like along their eye. They also have the yellow bit of their beak, and then they are also known for their nice yellow feet. So they're pretty incredible, and usually peregrine falcons will mate for life, and then they'll have one brood every year. And that brood will typically contain between 2 to 5 eggs. The only time peregrine falcons will choose a new mate is if they something ends up happening to one of the pairs, and then they'll end up finding a new mate. They also have nice dark markings along their belly, and the juvenile will be a lot darker and have much larger markings. Now, the reason I chose this bird is because of their incredible recovery story. And a lot of the species we've been looking at together have been a lot of doom and gloom, and there hasn't really been that upturn. But the peregrine falcon is pretty incredible. So they used to be endangered. In the 1950s and 1970s, what was happening was they were getting DDT poisoning, which is a type of pesticide, and it was causing their eggs to be too thin and to end up not successfully creating the right type of eggs. But there was a lot of conservation efforts surrounding the peregrine falcon, and it was pretty amazing to see how much people lobbied behind trying to help this amazing animal. So what ended up happening was there was a ban on DDT use, and the peregrine falcon slowly began recovering. And around 1999 is when they were taken off the endangered list, and they're now a species of special concern. So that means they're still facing a lot of issues that other species are facing, but they used to be almost extirpated in Northeast America, North America, sorry. And now you can often find breeding pairs in Canada. So they're pretty incredible. And when I was working at Bon Echo Provincial Park, there was actually a mated pair that had a brood while I was working there. And it was pretty incredible to see them resting atop Mazenau. And typically, if you were to get too close to their nest, you would definitely hear them. And you have to be really careful about not getting too close and disturbing them, because if you cause them too much stress, it might cause them to abandon their brood or cause them a lot of undue harm. But the reason they're still a species of special concern is because they are facing a lot of threats that a lot of species are facing, which is habitat loss, disturbance, and a lot of things that are still impacting them to this day. So one of my little tidbits, if you ever end up going to a park where you see a peregrine falcon, make sure you don't disturb them. Yes, they're super cool, they're amazing to see, but we also don't want to cause them too much stress and have them abandon their brood. If you see a peregrine falcon, make sure to report your sighting, because they're a pretty incredible bird and it's really great to know their population data. And overall, just practice smart habits when going into natural spaces. So I hope you saw why I wanted to save the peregrine falcon for last. I wanted to end on an uplifting story about how there can be differences that are made for these species at risk in order to help their populations. And I'm hoping it gives everybody a little bit of spark heading into our wrap up slash conclusion that will be posted later on this week. So I hope you have a great rest of your day.